Ever wonder who owns the shoreline or if you can own a beach in Hawaii? We'll talk about that coming up next. Hey, what's going on, friends? I was asked the other day, can you own the shoreline or a beach in Hawaii? And the short answer is no. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you an example of one of the requirements of Hawaii state law that requires the public to have access to the shoreline and what exactly the state law says about it. So if you see up here, there's a Shoreline Access sign, and behind me we're going to go take a walk down. This is in between two condo complexes, but this is the public shoreline access path that goes down to the beach here, to a beach called Riviera's. And so we're going to walk down here and I'll show you what it looks like and explain that in Hawaii, there's a state law that says that the state owns all the land that goes up to the upper reaches of the wash of the waves, is what the state law says. And so what that basically means is that you can own property on the shoreline, but you don't actually own the shoreline. You don't actually own the beach, right? And so we're gonna go down here and take a look at what this leads to. But this is in between two condominium complexes that are along Ali'i Drive. And so these are situated on the shoreline, but because they developed this area of the shoreline, the state law requires that anybody who develops the shoreline has to provide access to the public, and they leave it up to the counties to decide what exactly that requirement is. And so it varies from county to county, but basically it requires that there be a access point to the shoreline, and it varies between 10 and 15 feet. So each county has a different requirement, but they require a path down to the shoreline. So if you look at where we're walking down here behind me, this is a path that runs in between two condominium complexes and then goes down to the water. And there's a surf spot down here. It isn't really necessarily a beach or nice sandy beach, but it's a popular surf spot that a lot of people come and bodyboard and surf at. And so you have to, if you're going to develop the shoreline, and that is another requirement that varies from county to county, is how much of the shoreline are you going to develop. And so it varies by county between 800 and 2,500 feet, and the county councils and their planning departments determine what that requirement is going to be. And so if you're going to develop along the shoreline between 800 and 2,500 feet, you're basically blocking access to the shoreline, so you're going to be required to provide some type of public access. And so that's what we came down right here. And then as we get down here to the bottom, you can see behind me, we're along several different condominium complexes. This is the surf break right behind me, but the public cannot be blocked access. They have to be able to come down here and access the beach through that walk-in path right behind me right there. So there's the path that leads back up to some public parking and Ali'i Drive. And so that's the short story behind how public access works to the shoreline. In Hawaii, theoretically, you can walk all the way around the entire island because nobody can block your access to the high wash. The exact words are the upper reaches of the wash of the waves, right? So wherever the waves end up crashing on its highest point, you are able to walk and access the shoreline all the way around. And we've had issues in the past of, owners trying to put in vegetation or walls and different things, and then, residents will get involved and complain, and then counties will require that to be removed. So the short story is, you can live on the shoreline, but you can't own the shoreline because the state of Hawaii owns it and it guarantees public access to the public. One of the cool things, that's not the same in every single state. And so one of the cool things about Hawaii is that you cannot actually own the beach or block access to it. And that's how Hawaii state law works. So if you have any questions, you can always email me at dylan@buyabigisland.com, or if you want to book a meeting and talk about your real estate plans in Hawaii, use the booking link down below. I look forward to talking to you. Have an awesome day. Aloha.